this title to this CD was the brilliant idea of my trombone player, longtime music colleague, April West. And I was trying to figure out what to call something that was going to be kind of a retrospective, but included music from this year and also. So she decided, she thought it was good to, because I wear all these rings, that I should call it Jim. It was her idea, Jim's.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it was.
And volume 1, that means there's going to be a volume 2.
Well, I do have volume 2 and 3 picked out.
Okay.
We'll see how this goes, you know.
So it's a best of.
It's not exactly. It's because other people might pick out different things, you know, but it's more like interesting things that I found interesting with all kinds of different people, because I've recorded with people other than my own groups. And so it's more things of interest.
And 20 songs. How did you select those 20 as a collection? Was there some cohesiveness to those 20 songs, or sort of a certain era, or?
No, I started from 1980.
Okay.
And I've been in so many different groups and recorded all this time.
Yeah.
And other people have hired me, you know, so I just kind of tried to make it interesting, you know.
It looks like it's your 13th release. Is that correct?
Something like that, yeah.
That's incredible.
I know. I don't know how that happened. I guess I got in the habit of doing it. And we used to, well, when I was with Tobacco Road, some band that we used to play up here in North County all the time, it was easy to record. You know, I mean, we were recording onto cassettes. Wow. And it just was much cheaper, and we pretty much recorded one time through all the time. I mean, you know, we didn't do all this recording.
Tracking,
yeah.
Have you done that though? And have you always just done self-released, or have you worked with
No,
producers?
I worked with Candy Cane, you know.
Sure.
And record producers and big time. You know.
Your Thunderbird sessions are so cool.
Oh, thank you.
I was fortunate enough to visit. I was on Laura's show, that Happening show, and what a fun experience, first of all, to go there and be interviewed. But yeah, that studio is magical.
It is, and the vibe was really different from anything else. And plus, I ended up making videos from because we did it as a party. We recorded it, and I had certain people.
Watching the video, you feel like you're at the party.
Yeah,
you really
exactly.
do. Your website is super fun. When you visit it, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to see.
Thank you for looking at it. I have fun with
pictures. I like all your picture collages. I can get lost in that. But yeah, the Thunderbird session videos were fantastic. I highly recommend everyone go check those out, because that was fun. Let's talk about the release. It's July 3rd. Mm-hmm. Tio Leo's. A Wicked Harem production, which we love Rosalia so much. Mm-hmm. So to walk us through, what can we expect?
Well, it's going to be a little bit different than most things I do. It's 3 bands are going to be entertaining. And because of this album being sort of from 1980 through this year, 2018, the oldest recording on the album is one I did with a rock band I was in called Ms. Behavin', which was a sign of the times. You know, it was a kind of a late 70s band.
Sure.
And just before we broke up, we did a little 45, and one of them is on this particular
fun
album. And so I wanted to have some kind of something that reminds me of that era and that time.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine for years and years was in a rock band, or kind of more towards that side of things. Mm-hmm. Her name's Lori Corey.
Okay.
And she wanted me to do, she wanted me to let her open for me sometime with her friend that I know is a friend of yours too, Garrison Bailey.
Yes.
So they're going to do, with another bass player too, they're going to do, open the show for us.
Cool.
And it just was harking back to those days, you know. This is kind of loose association.
Yeah.
So then, and because Tobacco Road was more of a 20s, 30s kind of swing jazz band. And so I'm having Zimzy Quartet, which is one of my favorite groups.
So cool.
I'm really interested in swing bands, you know, Hawaiian swing, gypsy jazz swing,
Right.
Western swing, you know, all kinds of stuff. And so anyway, I love that band. So they're gonna be the middle band, and then my 8-piece band with a lot of special guests will be blowing it out.
Fantastic. And how do the tickets? You can get tickets ahead of time. That would probably be wise to do.
I don't know. I think it's just at the door.
Okay.
Probably. That's the way Leo says.
It is.
You know.
You're right, but you got to get there early then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Absolutely. Start time?
7:30.
Okay. And what do you know what the cover is at the door?
10.
Okay. Super. And then you'll be selling the CD that night?
Yeah, for a very, very reasonable price.
Okay. And then, of course, folks can go and, is it online now?
It's almost online.
Okay.
It's almost on CD Baby. You can get them at any of my shows. And also, I have, my friend has an antique space over in Carlsbad, the Antique Mall.
Cool.
And you can get them there, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I did see that, Space 144.
Yes.
I think I've been to that mall,
yes.
too.
My friend Julie.
Wonderful.
Julia Webb. Yeah. So the album, it consists of 20 songs that I recorded through from 1980 to 2018. And the new one on it is one that I really wanted to do because it was a tune that Candy Kane and Laura Chavez, her guitar player for
Yep.
the last 8 years,
Yeah.
wrote together. And Candy only played it like twice out live because she said it was too sad, too emotional for her.
Yeah.
And it's just this gorgeous, gorgeous tune called Don't Cry For Me, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to record it just because I liked it so much. She was so prolific of a songwriter, and most of which she didn't play out. And Laura, that's one project Laura and I are mulling around now because we want to get other people to record her things.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, this was the first one.
And where did you record that?
At the Thunderbird.
Okay.
And also, it's with my band, with Laura Chavez on guitar and Sharifa singing the lead. Yeah. And it's
She's
awesome.
Amazing.
It makes me almost cry every time I hear it. It's
Yeah.
just Candy would be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that is a new song that your fans had not heard before this
Right.
release. Fantastic. And will you do that with your other volumes that you release? Maybe give a new nugget as well?
Probably.
Good.
I mean, like, just to say I'm continuing, it's
Yeah.
just, I have these things. The other ones I have in mind are some things that didn't get released, like Candy Cane things and stuff.
Let's talk about style. Fashion. Because
Yes.
you got it going on. And I just wondered, where that came from. Did someone inspire you when you were younger? Or why do you always look so good?
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you. I wasn't known for my style, and I look at these old pictures and think, oh my God, what was I doing? I'm pretty sure, I had an aunt that lived with us till I was 15 or so. She was like perfect 50s, perfect. I've kind of gone through all of her jewelry now.
Nice, yeah.
But my mother was not into it at all, so her older sister would fix her up when she needed to.
Gotcha.
But I was more like my mother. But I did observe it for all those years. And then the thing that really changed was playing with Candy Cane. And I struggled, you're familiar with Candy.
Of course.
Yeah. I struggled with trying to figure out how to compliment her. And
yeah, because talk about style.
and to add to the act to make it better. And I was thinking, I could look real super butch, which I'm not that good at that, but I'm also not that good at looking really glamorous, and even though you may not think that, but it's true. But, I wasn't good with makeup and all that kind of thing, but one day, but I was still trying to figure it out, and I thought maybe I should look real super vintage, because she was into the rockabilly thing and all that. Anyway, so one day I had this little gig, and it happened to be in the afternoon before Candy and the band opened for Etta James at the Belly Up, and that was our first time doing it, which she did it
many times after, yeah.
But so I went to this gig, and it was with this woman named Ainsley, and she was doing her master's thesis on performance art at UCSD. Mm-hmm. And so she wanted me to wear this beehive and 50s outfit with 3-inch heels and the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I had to sit and play I've Gotta Be Me for like an hour. On and on and on, while she came out from under a bunch of balloons, and
nice.
It was hysterical. Anyway, I said to Candy, just because we're doing this show that's a little bit different, maybe I'll just wear this outfit for fun.
Yeah.
And so the minute I walked out on stage, it was like I had to wear that thing for the next 10 years. Yeah. Every gig. The people went nuts, and it's like they all knew me.
Right.
And
isn't that something?
It's just me.
I love it.
It brought out things in me too, because I got cleavage and big hair does something weird to everybody, And so I got into another personality and everything, and it wasn't like being perfectly glamorous. I didn't have to, because I was having a lot of eye problems then, and so I wore my shades all the time.
Right.
And so I didn't have to worry about eye makeup.
Sure, yeah.
And all I had to do was stick that wig on, make sure the wig was fixed.
Right.
Earrings and lipstick, red lipstick.
Yep.
Anyway, I used to wear a lot of,
bangles.
Yeah. And now I just wear the rings, but and that's all I really had to do, but I could wear off the wall stupid things, because Candy was off the wall.
Yep.
And huge in every single way you can think of. So anyway,
fun.
That was fun, and I learned from Candy. She really brings out the performance in you.
Yeah.
Almost everybody would say that, like you have it in you, but you don't. Like when I quit and came back home, and I didn't want to be on the road anymore, and came back and just play around town most of the time. I had to really lower my, because it was inappropriate. It was just like I don't need to do.
Bring the energy down a little bit. Yeah. Gotcha. That's awesome. So let's talk about your Encinitas show. You're playing at the Elks Lodge, July 13th. And tell us about that.
Well, it's practically the only time I play in North County.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to have that, because I have lots of friends and people that like to swing dance that don't like to drive all the way down to San Diego. So
sure.
It's really fun. And, it brings back a lot of memories, because I played at the Belly Up happy hour for like about 5 years with my band Tobacco Road, and then with Candy, and for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So you have fans up here for sure.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
What time do you play there?
7 to a little after 10.
Okay. And is there a cover? Or?
Yeah, they have some kind of cover. I forget.
Okay.
What it is. It's around 10, I think. Unless you're a member.
So what is your opinion of the San Diego music scene then and now? And what second question, what advice would you give to up and coming artists who are in that scene trying to do their thing?
Yeah. Well, I would say the music business it's hard to figure out right now, and I don't know anyone that has an answer, especially when you're not on the national huge, have a big giant record company behind you. Those of us that can make a living but you know, trying to figure it out. I lived on private parties, and I didn't do club gigs all the time, and now that's all that's available practically. I mean, it's picking up a little bit, but so that way of being, even making CDs, is nobody is really buying them so much anymore, but I wasn't sure how to get airplay unless I had a product of some kind.
Yeah.
So, and so anyway, it's kind of hard to figure out what to do to keep your name out there. I would say if you want to play music, you should play music, and you'll find something. And I know younger people are more hip to what digital kind of things you could do than I am, but so maybe that's the route to go. But you know, I used to get $7 from CD Baby, for example, for albums, and now I get 7 cents if I'm lucky for downloads.
Right.
So you know, you can't make much money. And at the recession, when the recession hit, like 2010 or so, it really reflected on the music business for me, because I had done private parties so
So those
much.
corporate events stopped for the most part.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've picked up for people that do top 40 maybe and stuff like that, but it's still a struggle. And so it makes it hard for people, because a lot of musicians have to have day jobs, and so they're undercutting those of us that don't want to do that because they just want to play. And I understand all that. We'll have to figure it out. So
I love it.
I'm optimistic. People will suddenly realize they're missing something, because there's nothing like live music.
Right.
So
True that. So who did the artwork? This is fantastic.
Isn't it? Oh my God, I love it. It's a painting. You know, my friend Julie Warren, she's been my longtime graphic designer for years and years, and all my albums from Tobacco Road too. I mean, you know, over the years, and she did a lot of wonderful artwork when I was with Candy too. I've got a lot of cool pictures that she did with the beehive and everything.
Yeah.
And anyway, she painted that, so we don't have to worry about royalties or anything. You know?
And you have this painting?
Yes.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
The purple is just stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she does all the design and the graphics, and you know, we sort of do it together.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations, Jim's Volume 1 CD release happening July 3rd, Tio Leo's. And of course, your website, SuePalmer.com.
That's right.
And as I said, it's a great website. You can have a lot of fun and hear a lot and see a lot and learn a lot about you. So that's wonderful. So thank you, Sue. Anything else you want to tell everyone?
Thank you so much for having me up here. It's a beautiful space. And watch the video, everybody.